Hi, this is Dorothy with Dot Scrapbooking, and we are going to work on number 7 today. So there's the up close and personal view of it. So there's a 1/2 inch border of black around the white inside. There's our stickers, and here's our die cuts. So real pretty combination of colors, lemonade, and I think it's green apple and Sundance. Anyway, super pretty colors. And I love the green gingham there. So I am going to go ahead and do the layout as it is, as it was supposed to be done for the calendar. So pretty much everything is going to be the same. Then I'll add surprises. I'm even using the ruler to get the backdrop for the pictures here in the right place. So there we go. We've got some glacier backgrounds for the prints. It's a nice soft background that doesn't distract from anything in the print. So there we go, and those are for 3x4s. So I'm just putting the placeholders, and of course I did it backwards, so no big deal because the picture is going on top of it, or I'll pull it off before I put a picture on, whatever. So I am going to go ahead and do just kind of a dry run here, and I'm going to put the lemons and the oranges. Now mind you, this is number 7, so that would be July if it was a calendar, going to be a calendar. So it makes sense to have things like some gingham that kind of looks like a picnic tablecloth, maybe, at least in the northern hemisphere. And so anyway, I'm just going ahead and putting all of the little flower arrangements, bouquets, whatever you want to call them, in the corners, and they really decorated this one up with a lot of flowers, so it's really very pretty. Look at that, so pretty. So all the bottom things are going flat, and then the top flowers will get popped up. So there we go, and then we've got a butterfly that almost looks like a head of cabbage there, but I think it's a flower with the petal kind of turned up. So we've got a butterfly, we've got a little heart that goes there, the butterfly is going to go up top. Isn't that pretty? It's really a pretty little, I've really enjoyed these layouts. They're really just real cheerful looking, and they're general enough that you can put a lot of different kinds of pictures on them. So it's not saying this has to be a particular thing. This could be any kind of summer pictures in here. So I'm just trying to figure out where the center of the word is, and I'm going to center that between the two pictures and then work my way out from there. And I'm not pressing anything down until I have it all laid out. I like this font, actually. It's a nice clean font. So remember today. There we go. And then we've got some little hearts that go by the butterfly. And then several of them I'll just hold off until later on. So they go here and there, but I am going to use, since we've got black as the outside part, I am going to use some of these little bitty acrylic hearts that are so cute. I'm using the little tiny ones so that they don't, just totally take your eye away from the main event here. So just a little accent of black here and there. Now this is part of my doing. This is not the layout. So the layout would just be the pink hearts. So then I thought, okay, what am I going to do? And then I haven't used these. These are 6x12 flip flaps. And so I thought, let me just attach that to the back side of the paper and then fold it over. And I thought and thought and thought, what am I going to put on the front? And am I going to make a title for the front? You know, I just kind of drove myself crazy, to tell you the truth. And then I was just going through, right behind me is a 6 by 18 inch table, 6 foot by 18 inch. And I have papers and my paper cutter and a how-to book and catalog and all this other stuff right behind me. And so, but one of the pieces I had from something else was a piece of this wood paper. And I thought, well, what if I just kind of make it kind of a door where you open up the door, kind of like a barn door, you open it up, and these side pieces, these two 6x12 side pieces, are going to be the additional page, like that. So I'm using a heart, an acrylic heart, as the, not doorknob, but kind of the pull thing to open the door. I can't find, I need to look for maybe something that goes long underneath it so you kind of know it's a handle. So anyway, I use the acrylic hearts for that. So anywho, I'm going to put those into the only thing about the flip flaps is you really kind of have to, sometimes you have to think backwards to put your things together. So I have a hard enough time thinking forwards. So anyway, so I used my stitched flowers and stitch leaves die cut to thin cut to make a bunch more flowers. And I wanted to make them, you know, the same colors that were in the original. So I did that in all different kinds of the stitched flowers. That looks cute. You should leave that, Dorothy. I don't know whether I did or not. But anyway, I made a whole bunch of them. I made more than I needed to. And so here we go with just making a nice bouquet at the bottom. And then I'm just going to put a black background for a 4x6. So there I've added a 4x6 to the layout. So, I mean, 2 3x4s is just kind of, you know, not a whole lot. So the leaves are going down flat. The bottom, that little flower, and then the pink and the yellow flower are going to be popped up. And I'm also kind of bending the leaves up so they look, you know, a little dimensional instead of just flat in the paper. They will stand up a little bit in the flip flap. So then I add a little heart over there. But I also wanted to add some more black acrylic hearts because, yeah, I really like these black acrylic hearts. They like the little teensy ones, and I like these open ones because they're not so big that they kind of take away from you know, what the rest of the page. I just wanted just a little hint of the black on there. I do like that open heart. Is that not like cool? So anyway, I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I put it in there. Otherwise, the little hearts are going to squish all over the place. So next, let me put him out of the way. And then we're going to work on the next page. And so what I was thinking, which I forgot to do on the first 6x12 strip, is I have this stencil that, close to my heart, has a package of multiple kinds of stencils. We also have the Distressed Oxide. This is Mowed Lawn. And I thought, one of those stencils is a little kind of gingham plaid. And so I thought, well, I can kind of make, um, bring in the kind of tablecloth, the picnic tablecloth, and put it on these pages just to kind of continue it forward. And so, yeah, those. And this mowed grass is the perfect color for, I'm using that close to my heart tool that has ended up being quite handy to have. um, so I'm just going ahead and putting a little bit of that accent on these little flap pages. So in this one, I'm going to make sure that those open squares are closer to the edge so you can see them. I didn't plan the other one out too well. You can just see the little stripes that don't stick out a whole lot. So you don't have to do too much because you're covering it up. So there we go. That tool worked real good for taking off that without bending up anything. And I overshot the runway there, and I was able to take that ink off real easily with a little damp micro cloth. So I'm just going to do the top and bottom on this one instead of the sides. This is fun. So we have these applicators, and the little sponge pad just pulls off. It's a piece of Velcro that holds it on there. Just super, super easy and super fun to work with that distressed oxide. And any of the overhang. Now, see, I could have masked it, but I didn't. So the overhang just comes off with a little damp cloth. No big deal. She's thinking. I would like to bring in some pink and green like that, but it just doesn't, it's not quite right with the black on the other side. And then I thought, well, maybe black over there. It's just not quite right. I wish it was, because I love the the pink and green together. Pink and green. Yeah, pink and green. I love pink and green together. I also like pink and black together. That's real pretty too. I think I like pink a lot. So I cut it up, and it's like, no, as pretty as that looks, no, it's not right for this layout. So I'm struggling, clearly. Struggling and struggling. Still struggling. I'm coming to it. And then here we go. We're just going to have that with the 4x6. I mean, that really looks a lot more balanced. Makes a lot more sense. So I cut some butterflies too with my butterfly thin cut. So it's really nice to have those handy. I have my new organization system. And boy, I could go to those flowers and the butterflies immediately. I mean, like, you just go to nature and poof. I was very happy with my organization. So now I think that I'm going to use these things. And, I put a few down. And as cute as those little things are, they just don't, they're not, they're just not quite right for this flower. So, you're watching me think on the fly, because I don't necessarily plan it out in the beginning. Like I said, I have to see it to be able to decide what's good and what's going to work. So that's what I've decided on, to put it in between the two points of green. And then I knew something was missing, so I'm adding my little dashed line, the little stitch line around the edge. And the other thing I didn't do was put it on the black background. So we'll be doing that shortly, as soon as I realize it. Okay, and then I've got my flowers. There's a butterfly, and there's a butterfly. Really, I'm really happy with these flowers. They really, Boy, that's a really nice thin cut. I don't know that it's available anymore. If it is, I'll put it in the link below. But it's a really, see, it can go with so much. So I'm going to go ahead. See, I was cutting 2 at a time there. So I'm leaving space under the leaves that the picture can float up under it. And I'm not putting a center on the pink flower because I'm going to overlap the yellow flower, the lemonade flower on top of it. So get a little bend, a little dimension. And a little of the Sundance flower peeking out. So there's my butterflies. And I'm going to use a little heart, a little bubble heart, thought bubble heart, and put it up there. And I will add one of the little sticker hearts like right in the middle of it. And so I'm going to add some more of these acrylic hearts on this other side here. I love that one. I just love that one. So there's one of the little hearts. It's going to go right inside that little thought bubble. That's Ginger. Ginger's visiting us. So here we go. So I've got to figure out how to put that one in so it comes out right. And then we've got, this is going to go over there, and I realize that I haven't put it on the black yet. So I have to get a 6x12 black, which I'm cutting right now. So I thought I had it there, but I didn't. So anyway, this has been kind of an interesting, you know, I was going to cut up the page, but some of another consultant did that, and I thought, I really want to, because I really didn't know what to do with it. And I don't know how this came about, but, you know, I just kind of decided that, well, like I said, I slept on it. So if you kind of think about things, I'm not good at thinking necessarily on the fly. So I'm just going to, so you have to, the glue is on one side of the strip. And so you have to, when you're putting it in there, see, I put it in wrong. And so I fussed and fumed with this thing, and I finally kind of did it off camera to get it. I could get the one side right, but this one I had a terrible time with. So anyway, I mean, I had, just from the get-go, I had problems with this one. So that was almost smart. Anyway, and I found another pretty butterfly that was kind of lacy. So this is, I struggled. I'm telling you, I struggled. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. So I kind of got this and then realized, okay, so that's got to go in there like that. And then this is going to go in. Woohoo! Okay, it was like too much. Okay, I did it. So I got it. So there's my barn door and there's my page. And it was really fun. It was a brain teaser for me, but it was really fun to do. I loved doing the stenciling. I loved making all of the thin cuts. You know, I'd like to put another butterfly in there like that. See, I love that. And I was real happy with this. So please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like. I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to add the rest of the little hearts here to use them all up. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Bye now.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.